Hi there, Logic Language learners. I hope you are ready for your new year. So we have had a request, and as you know, bibbity bobbity boo, I like to grant requests. So we have had a request from Han, who is often in our live chat class, and he has asked a brilliant explanation. Thank you for the lesson, Luke. Always starts well if somebody gives me a compliment. Merry Christmas. Could you do a video on any of these topics when you have a chance, please? How to use quoi que ce soit, quoi qu'il en soit, quel que soit, and we'll do that in another video. And the one I'm going to do first, the difference between du moins and au moins. Okay, so I'm going to obviously write this in the title of the video, and I'm going to write these underneath. So I'm going to grant your wish, and I'm also going to extend it. So I'm going to say we're going to look at the difference between du moins, or au moins first, du moins, à moins que, and de moins, and when you're going to hear that. Okay, they're the main four that get messed up. Okay, so something's just bitten me. Nice. even in the bleak midwinter, there's insects flying around. Gosh, something's really bitten me. Quelque chose m'a piqué. So, I think they're attracted to the scented hair gel. I think that's what it is. Right. So let's talk. So au moins, okay, is what you would translate as at least, and du moins is what you would also translate as at least. So that's when it gets confusing. So let's look at the different types of when we use those expressions. So if you are saying at least and then a noun or a quantity, so I need at least 3 glasses of wine this evening, yeah, then that is going to be au moins. Okay, so if I said, he's been working here for at least 3 months, ça fait au moins 3 mois qu'il travaille ici. So au moins in that case is going to be followed by at least. Is it hell? Au moins is going to be followed by a quantity of something. Yeah, at least 4 days, at least 3 years. Okay, that's the most common usage of that expression. Du moins is kind of when you say at least before an idea and a concept. So if you say, well, he was supposed to be meeting me at 4 o'clock. At least he said he was going to come. Yeah? Il était censé me rencontrer à 16 heures. Du moins, c'est ce qu'il m'a dit. Yeah? Il m'a dit qu'il allait venir. So in that case, can you see how in English both of these would be translated as at least, but they are not categorically the same? Okay? À moins, notice I'm saying à, so that's A with the grave accent, top left to bottom right. À moins plus que plus subjunctive, yeah, is more like a unless. So it's like, well, I'm going to do it unless somebody says, à moins que quelqu'un le dise, and that will go into the subjunctive. De moins is either going to be in the expression de moins en moins, as in decreasingly. Oh, Luke, do you drink pure alcohol now? No, less and less. You know, I tend to drink wine now. Yeah, de moins en moins. Or it will follow the noun that you are saying there are fewer of. Now, please be aware, particularly Americans, and I mean this with zero condescendence, it's really common slang in England as well, Australia, Canada, other English-speaking places, and if you've learnt English, you often speak better English. So the common English is to say, oh, there were less people. No, there were fewer people is proper English. So you do what you want in your English, but be mindful when you're using de moins. So there were 3 less than we would tend to say. So, for example, were there many people there? Oh, there were 5 fewer than yesterday. Although we would commonly say there were 5 there, 5 less than yesterday. Il y avait 5 de moins. So you'd use de moins following the thing that you're talking about there being less of. So let's look at some examples of them all. Okay. Au moins let's go to Lingui, and all I'm doing is just going to Lingui, so linguee.fr, typing in the phrases, and you will get some nice examples of these expressions. So, il existe actuellement au moins un système de carte nationale opérant dans chaque pays de la... Okay, so currently there is at least one system. So il existe actuellement au moins un système, at least one system. So au moins followed by a quantity, okay? At least 10 member states, au moins 10 États membres. Loads of lingui. I don't know where they're buying it from, but they're buying so much EU legislation content. I mean, it's all great French, but it's a little bit formal compared to what it used to be. But it's great French. At least 10 member states, au moins 10 États membres. Let's do another one. And this is a nice one. So, as a minimum, the minimum of what's coming. Yeah, that's the minimum thing that's required, the minimum quantity you need. So, and this can be inserted into a sentence. So they should at least explain. Il devrait au moins expliquer. So that's sort of saying the minimum thing I need. Okay, we're back to the quantity idea. Okay, de moins. Okay, no, we're doing du moins first. So, so this isn't very democratic, you know, démocratique, you know, nor doubtful, sinon douteuse, what are we saying? Du moins très indirect, you know, not even really very indirect. That's not the best one because it's working on a negative. That's correct French, but let me find one that's easy for you. So if it's not an empty shell, then at least a powerless institution and inefficient. So si ce n'est qu'une coquille vide. Now this is interesting. Du moins, or you can also say tout du moins. Une institution impuissante et whatever. Okay, so du moins, let's find another one. So du moins is kind of like a saying. It's kind of like, nevertheless, no. So he said he was going to come round. At least that's what he told me. So so you can't drive a truck like you drive a Ferrari. At least not for very long. Now that's not saying you need to drive this Ferrari for at least 5 minutes. It's saying, well, at least, it's sort of saying, it's giving you another version of what you're saying. It's kind of giving you a bit more clarity. That's what du moins does rather than au moins. It's not about quantity, it's not about minimum, it's sort of saying, fin, well, that's to say. Yeah, that's to say. That would be a nice way of thinking about it. So, on ne peut pas conduire un camion Renault comme on conduit une Ferrari. You can't drive a Renault van like you drive a Ferrari, at least not for a very long time. Du moins pas longtemps. Great. Next one. À moins que plus subjunctive. Okay. You won't always hear the subjunctive if it's an a verb, but it is plus subjunctive. So, the Commission does not recommend an increase in fishing pressure unless the scientific advice indicates this. It's quite formal, but again, so unless, okay. So, la Commission ne recommande pas d'augmentation de la pression exercée par la pêche, à moins que l'avis scientifique n'indique. Yeah. So, subjunctive. No significant hazards are expected unless large quantities are ingested. We're back to my drinking. So, aucun danger important prévu, à moins que de grosses quantités soient ingérées. Okay. Let's do another one. So you will often see the ne after moins que. Yes, so unless your group wishes for this, wants this, feels otherwise, membership is neither required nor necessary. Okay? So, à moins que votre groupe ne le souhaite, une affiliation n'est ni exigée ni nécessaire. Okay, let's do the final one, which is de moins. Word reference, linguiste de moins. You won't come up with a lot there. So, de moins. Okay. So, in the case of a patient younger than 14 years of age, written consent must be obtained from a parent or a legal guardian. Le consentement écrit d'un parent ou tuteur légal est obligatoire pour les patients de moins de. Now that is kind of less than. So that is another use of de moins. Patients who are less than. That's another sort of sneaky use of de moins. So actually, to be fair, that's quite a common way of using de moins. So children less than, les enfants de moins de, rather than les enfants moins de. Yeah, it would be children. So if you are using less as an adjectival description, so children under this age, then you would put the de moins de there. But the main usage of de moins that I'd like you to get into the habit of using would be things like we were supposed to go for 14 days, now we're only going for 11 days, that's 3 days less. C'est 3 jours de moins. Or de moins en moins, fewer and fewer. So to answer your original question then, Han, what we are saying is this. Au moins is probably the most common that you're going to come across for at least. So I've been learning French for at least 3 years, says Han. Ça fait au moins 3 ans que j'apprends le français. I've eaten at least 4 pizzas. J'ai mangé au moins 4 pizzas. So anything to do with quantity or minimum requirement will be au moins. Du moins, it's kind of like a little expression. Well, that's to say, like you've had a little second thought. Well, nobody's going to come. Well, unless, you know, that's to say, he's not going to. So the difference, but really for me, the interesting thing is between du moins and à moins que. So if you said nobody's going to come unless, you know, this thing happens, yeah, then that will be à moins que plus the subjunctive. If you go with and nobody's going to come, at least that's what Luke said, then that will be du moins. So no one's going to come, well, at least that's what Luke said, yeah? Fin, we'd say in French, fin. That would be du moins. Personne va venir, personne ne va venir, fin, du moins. Ça, c'est ce que Luc a dit, that's what Luke said. No one's going to come unless it's different than last year, afin que ça soit, what am I saying, à moins que ça soit différent que l'année dernière. So that will be the à moins que, alright? And de moins will crop up in de moins en moins, less and less, decreasingly. I eat less and less. I eat fish less and less. Je mange le poisson de moins en moins, or de moins en moins de something else. Or 3 days less, 3 jours de moins. Or if you are using fewer than as an adjective, so you're then going to say de moins de something or other. So children less than 18 years old, les enfants de moins de, you're going to use the de as a link to the moins there. So I hope those 4 are a little bit clearer now with you. Main one is to basically understand the difference between au moins and du moins. Okay, I will see you guys very soon. I've filmed this on the iPad because the phone is in use. The computer is in use for my exciting MP3 project. So I'm sorry if this is not as clear as normal, but we'll be back on the phone very soon. Take care, guys.